The new Sundowns striker gets a goal. Kaizer Chiefs is in hot water again. Welcome back to Afrik Football, guys. We dropped 2 weekly videos. I've been on a short hiatus, but this is our 5 talking points from the Kaizer Chiefs versus Mamelodi Sundowns game. Let's get started. To kick it off, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. Gezana really sucked in this game. You cannot say anything, but the player who's come from the Kaizer Chiefs Academy to the ranks and rose to the ranks, the first team position, really sucked in this game. If you notice from this game, the very first goal, he had a weird back pass that he gave the goalkeeper, which Bruce Vuma could not control because it was a weird back pass. The second goal, he is the guy who caused a penalty for Peter Shalulile to actually get the goal. And from that moment onwards, the guy just felt he was out of rhythm, he was out of sort. He was trying to get back into the game in the first half to try and get and recoup a goal from his mistakes. But ultimately, Gezana really sucked in this game. And there's nothing else we can talk about, but that is one of the talking points. So let's move on to the second talking point. The second talking point is Zwane the right coach for Kaizer Chiefs? I know it may sound like it's premature for us to be talking if Zwane is the right coach for Kaizer Chiefs right now, but I'm going to say this and I'm going to give you a point. I have been a proponent for Zwane being given a chance. 3 games in, and in one of the biggest games, this is a game that I was going to see how he's going to perform. He was tactically outclassed, outmatched, and it's made me frightened and worried for myself. As you can see, guys, I'm wearing a black shirt because I'm in mourning. Because, Mamelodi Sundowns really did a number on Kaizer Chiefs. And this is a game where you saw that Zwane had been outclassed. And there's not much that we can say about Zwane during this game. My biggest query with Zwane right now is, what is he doing? Seasons and leagues are won in such a game, and Zwane in this game did not take the game as a serious game. I don't know what he was going on. Even substitutions felt a bit ad hoc. The substitutions felt very weird, and I don't understand what Zwane is doing, but I am hopeful and faithful that we can give him 10 seasons. But the squad that Kaizer Chiefs has right now has got lots of potential, and I believe that if Kaizer Chiefs sees and gives Zwane 10 games and he fails to deliver in 10 games, they should out him and get somebody else. I know it's premature. I know I'm a person and I'm going back on my words. I know lots of you people are going to be in the inbox saying that I'm a bad person and I do not know what I'm talking about. I'm an online pundit. But those clear coaching decisions were really atrocious. All those 4 goals that were gotten were really because of tactical mishaps. And if you want me to break down the tactical mishaps that happened in this game, let me know in the comments below and I will definitely get you what was wrong with this game. And we're going to move on to the next point that we saw from this game. Let us give Sundowns a trophy. I know, again, it's premature. 3 games in, Zuze. What are you saying? But guys, no, listen to me. Big games is what determines who's going to win the league. Like the La Liga, there's only 3 big games in the La Liga. When Madrid faces Barcelona or Madrid faces Sevilla and Atletico, and you know that is all. Once you beat one of all those 4 big teams, you have won the league. Mamelodi Sundowns already is on a warpath. They have taken out Kaizer Chiefs. I'm pretty sure they have 1 loss, but you can see from their confidence from that loss how they've come back and shown that they are the current champions and they are going to go for the warpath and get this trophy. As I've said previously, where I think is one of the best coach for Kaizer Chiefs right now, the big games. I am basing my assessment of Zwane on the big games. If you get a big game, you're supposed to win it. The big game wins you seasons, and if Zwane can win a big game, it means Mamelodi Sundowns has got this season. And if you're enjoying this video, remember to like and subscribe. It encourages us to give you more content and give you more content. Just subscribe right now. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And if you do that, we'll appreciate it. And I'm going to move on to the 4th point that we learned from this game. And our 4th point is that Zungu is a Sundowns player. Right before the game started, they unveiled him as a Sundowns player, and he's back from his ugly stint in France, as I would call it, or after Scotland he went to France. Yes, his ugly stint from France to Scotland. Zungu is back in South African football, back for Mamelodi Sundowns, back playing for the team where he started, back to the grassroots, back to the homeland, and we're going to see if he's going to perform and outshine. Ultimately now, Zungu is coming back to a fold, the team where there are 3 coaches with different dynamics and players that are actually equally as good as him. I'd like to see how he's going to perform in this squad. I hope he does keep a disciplinary measure and he's disciplined to a level that he can excel and succeed in this league as he's come back. Because if you get some international exposure, I believe that you become a good player. And I believe Zungu is a good player. If he is disciplined enough, he might actually join the ranks of Shalulile and start challenging for maybe top scorer of the league. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And our fifth point from this match is that the new striker, the new signing, the Mamelodi Sundowns forward, Zuze has arrived. He got a goal in this game, a beautiful goal that showed his intelligence from the Ethiopian Premier League. We have been talking about this player for about a year plus. We have talked about how Kaizer Chiefs have shown interest in him and did not get him. But hey, he's now in South Africa and he's announced himself. I am impressed by him for everything I saw from the runs, from the tiny runs, from him adding some pressure when he came into the attack. It's something that I really marveled at and admired. So this player comes from the Ethiopian League, as we already talked about. He was the top scorer of the Ethiopian League last season. We had primed him and targeted him to do great things in South Africa, and he's hit the ground running, and that's one thing we've noticed. Would love to see more from him. And as a bonus, we're going to give you our sixth point. That is Peter Shalulile. He is back on the warpath. He's back to going for his golden boot. Peter Shalulile is an outstanding player, and we've mentioned it here. He needs to go to Europe. We are wasting the talent of Peter Shalulile. He could be a very good export, getting Mamelodi Sundowns some money, getting Mamelodi Sundowns some exposure, and getting the African football some exposure on top of all that. Peter Shalulile, you could have seen him in the pressing in the first goal. His presence was felt. In the second goal, the penalty, even just how he positioned himself for the third goal, you could see that Peter Shalulile is the striker and the force to reckon with. What do you think about these 5 points plus 1? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're a Kaizer Chiefs fan, I'm sorry. I'm also one, and I'm very disappointed. I hope we bounce back in the next game and see you in the next one.